Alright, Mercy. Let's begin our long trek back down this horrible, horrible mountain. Hopefully I don't get attacked by another bear. It's good to be back at a sane elevation, Mercy. The hell?
You there. You're the one they call Dragonborn.
How are you seeing out of that mask? Beside the point, the Greybeard seemed to think so, so I'd say yes.
It's too late. The lie has already taken root in the hearts of men.
What?
So we shall expose to them the falseness in their hearts by tearing out yours, deceiver.
What?
When Lord Mirac appears, all shall bear witness. None shall stand to oppose him.
What?
Never should have come.
Yep, weapon equipped. Die! Damn!
They're reforming the Dawn God. Vampire.
You just beat these guys to death. They have cool clothes, so I'm gonna take those. Ooh, Jazzbait grapes. Those are valuable. I'll take them.
Might consider joining up myself.
Alright, Mr. Cultist. Let's see what you have to say to me. Board the vessel Knowles and Maiden, Ravenrock. Take it to Windhelm, then begin your search. Kill the false Dragonborn known as Frank before he reaches Solsthiem. Return with word of your success and Mirac shall be most pleased. Well, whoever you guys are led by is an idiot because now I'm going to Solsthiem, whereas before I had no reason to go to Solsthiem. But even accounting for that point, who the hell is Mirac?
You're planning to visit those Greybeard guys?
We just did.
Want to become deaf from their shouting.
You're not deaf for mine, are ya? Anyway, no, we're not going to visit them again. I'm just gonna wander. Oh, Klimek, there you are. Hey!
Good to see you again. How'd that delivery go?
I delivered the supplies to High Hrothgar.
Quite a climb, wasn't it? Anyway,
Yes, it
much
was.
appreciated.
I'm sick now.
Here, take this for your troubles.
1,000 gold. Admittedly, that's a very reliable reward for climbing the 1,000 steps. But what's all this then? Hello, Narfi.
You look worse than I feel.
Are you okay?
Raid was here, then gone. Went to gather plants and never came home. No. Everyone looked and no one could find her. Wilhelm said she'll be back. Told Harvey not to worry. Rada will come back.
Okay, you're a little touched in the head. And jump, and jump, and jump. Alright. Let's go see what Wilhelm has to say about that crazy homeless man.
Welcome to the Villamere Inn. If there's anything I can
Good
get
to be
you,
back, friend.
may the gods watch over your battles, friend.
What's the story about with Narfi?
Ah, he's harmless. He's been in a state ever since his sister Rada disappeared over a year ago. He just keeps to himself in what's left of his folks' farmhouse across the river.
You told Narfi she's coming back?
Rada would gather
That's kinda messed up,
ingredients
dude.
from the small island in the river east of here. Then one day, she just vanished. I tried to look for her, but she never turned up.
I shall look for
bastard.
her remains. If
Stop
she
by
was
for
at
a
the
drink.
island, she was most likely killed just by general things, because I doubt she went in deep enough to encounter any of these enemies within. I don't know, maybe a single frostbite spider, at most. But either way. My guess, given the island's location, she would have taken a boat or swam, so we should check the waterways. Aha, a skeleton. Aha, a skeleton. Yep, This is Narfi's sister. This is gonna suck to go tell him. This is gonna suck a lot. Come on, Mercy, hurry up. You know, you have to be impressed that I can swim around freely in this giant suit of metal armor. Hey, Narfi.
I miss Rada. She was so nice to Narfi. Narfi's sad he can't be with Rada.
I found Rada's necklace.
Rada! You saw Rada? Did you tell her Narfi cries? Did you tell her Narfi never said goodbye like mother and father?
Oh my god, that's... I'm sorry, Narfi. She's dead.
Oh no. No, no, no! Narfi never got to say goodbye. Now Narfi's all alone. At least Narfi has Rada's necklace. Reminds Narfi of his sister. Thank you for giving this to Narfi.
You're welcome, Narfi.
Narfi's sad now. Still wait for Rada. No more sleep. No, no, no.
Oh. Oh man, I think I just made him way worse. Was it the right thing to tell him that she was dead? At least before he had hope. Now he's just... alone. I feel conflicted about this.
What is it? Dragons?
No, very depressing story.
Maybe we can stop at one of the lakes? And you could fish for her, yes?
No. We're not going by any lakes, we're going by rivers. Besides, I don't know how to fish. And back home we go. Good news, Mercy. My disease appears to have regressed, so I'm no longer sick with bone break fever. Bad news. I'm starving, dying of thirst, and I am quite tired.
Papa!
Do you hunt?
Oh,
The
Lucia.
plains outside Whiterun are ripe with game.
There's a nip in the air. Cold won't be good for
Let's
my
first
crops.
get some water. Much better.
That was
Not much better, I need more.
like a golden light from sun.
Everything's all right?
I am going to go
Eye on the
home, crawl into
Pelagia
bed,
farm just
and
outside the
chug a
city
bunch of
walls.
mead.
Nimriel takes...
So many mugs of mead. And another mug of mead. I'm so tired I said mud, not mug. I hear the fox. Ooh, wow, my head. Oh, well. Good idea not to take the helmet off. Bad idea not to take the shield off. Yeah, here. This is what... No. Dwarven armor. What's my gauntlets? There's... I can improve them more now. Right, okay. I'm gonna get dwarven ingots out of my chest real quick.
Papa!
Lucia, why are you in here? Avoid the chest, you know it's dangerous. No telling what might explode out of it at random. Fistful should do. Okay. I want to take a few of these with me, just in case I find a... I got 14 of those things filled? Wow.
Need
Alright.
something?
Wait, I need to put up that... Yes, the gold or black bow.
Need something?
Don't touch the bow. It's a cursed weapon from an ancient criminal, or something like that. Actually, you know what? Yes. No, I'm not sure I want to commit to only improving my armor. Oh, right. I can't improve magical stuff. I'm a dumb. I need to get my smithing skill way up for that. Oh, good. My vision's cleared. Alright, Marissy. First things first, we're heading back to the altar we found near Maxine's home. Then we shall head back to her cabin, and we shall investigate further, because I believe there must be more here. At the very least, we should be able to find some sign of what did actually happen to her mother, which would probably be for the best for the poor girl. Back into Falkreath we go. Okay, we'll stop for lunch in a bit. I am not eating here. Something about this altar. Hey! Was this here before? These things blend in well with the stone. Confessions of a Drunk. Key to Yvonne's chest. Quite beautiful, Mercy. Confessions of a Drunk. To anyone who reads this, I am about to describe to you events that will seem extremely unlikely to have occurred to a sane man. Naturally, I won't tell you my name. The only reason I was out here was so my wife wouldn't get on me about drinking. Last time I was at Dead Man's Drink, she dragged me out and embarrassed me in front of everyone. So that's why I'm out in the woods, drinking alone, hoping no one would see me and report back to my wife. That's when I saw mysterious lights off in the distance. I knew I shouldn't, but I approached it. Anyway, it's not every day you see something like that, even when drunk. When I got close enough to see what was going on, I saw a couple of mages performing some kind of magic on an altar. On that altar was the body of a little girl. The magic coming from the altar was an eerie purple color. I took great care to hide myself as I got close enough to listen to what they were saying. That is when I saw a man in necromancer clothing break a black soul gem on the altar, and that's when the crazy stuff really began to start happening. The entire scene is stained into my mind. Word for word, I will describe what happened accordingly. That's what it looked like. Something's wrong, yelled the necromancer as dark purple magic poured out from the altar. The ideal masters say this last deposit was not enough to cover the return of Maxine's soul. It would leave the account in the negative, and as per the contract, I cannot use my own soul either, so I have volunteered yours. As he said that, the dark magic flowing around the altar began to envelop the female mage. All seemed lost as she was slowly being dragged toward the altar. Strange, blue-white magic runes began glowing all over her body, and a blinding white light surged forth from her. I don't think so, Darius Romanus, said the woman. Not today, not tomorrow, because right now it's you who shall fall. I've been preparing for this day ever since I came across you. Did you think I was just some simple-minded woodland bumpkin that you could fool at the last second? You killed my daughter and my husband, you wretch. I found your journal and all your nasty secrets. The woman screamed as the magic coming from her violently clashed with the dark magic of the altar. She began to laugh maniacally with tones of demonic rage in her voice. When I told you that I wasn't a mage, I wasn't lying. I am a descendant of a witch, but not just any witch. My great-great-great-great-grandmother was a witch up until she denounced necromancy and took to worshipping the Nine. She became one with nature itself, which led her down the path of a witch hunter. She was the best of the best during her time. She was the only former witch to ever become a witch hunter. She scattered the forces of evil all over this land. She never fell once in combat and died of old age. Every daughter she bore and every daughter they bore all become witch hunters. As time went on, the secrets of both necromancy and witch hunting were passed down in my family. However, the secrets that were passed down were so advanced that only a true mage could even make sense of it. I have you to thank for that. Teaching me magic was a bad idea. Not only did I study or research, but I also studied my families. That's how I survived the mine. I didn't just capture a piece of scum like you and trapped his soul, I wiped out that entire mine, like I'm going to wipe you out right now. As she shouted those words at the top of her lungs, the runes on her body began to glow more fiercely, visibly burning her skin. Her white magic began merging into the swirling vortex of dark magic. She stopped being dragged in and instead was seemingly beginning to fight for control of the twirling catastrophe waiting to happen. You are a fool! You don't know what you are doing! One wrong move and the Ideal Masters may break the contract. This will cause this entire altar to blow up in our faces. You wanted your daughter back, didn't you, Yvonne? So why do you fight me now? Screamed Darius as he struggled for control over the swirling madness growing all around them. I knew exactly what you'd do. You were just going to deposit my soul and then keep practicing your experiments. You never had any intention of bringing Maxine back. You must be stopped here and now, shouted Yvonne. Listen here and listen well, Ideal Masters. I am the last of a long line of witch hunters. If you think your contracts with this necromancer is so worth your while, then how do you explain the fact that it was I who trapped that mage's soul in your most recent deposit? You know I'm not lying. This man's contract is worthless without me getting the actual souls. Don't you think that the middleman just gets in the way? For that reason, I ask that you switch ownership of the contract to me, and I'd like to deposit that foul necromancer. The altar began to shudder. Ideal Masters, you want to withdraw a powerful soul, young, with a gifted bloodline. Even with his soul, you do not have enough to trade. The necromancer does not want to withdraw this soul. He wants to keep giving us souls in exchange for greater power. This is preferable to us. What can you offer? With every word of those enigmatic beings, the space around the altar began to twist and contort. I thought you'd say something like that. That is why I came prepared. While Darius was napping for 2 days straight, I was busy making full use of that mine, Yvonne said as she tossed a large, bloody sack full of items into the altar. Ideal Masters, I offer you this deposit. I understand that it will take a powerful soul to bring her back from the Soul Con, and another equally powerful one to bind her free soul to her body forever. The entire process takes an incredible amount of magic to accomplish on top of all of that. More than any one human possesses. That is why I offer you the soul of a hag raven and her head. I offer you the souls and salts of a dozen Atronachs. I offer you the souls and hides of 4 werewolves. I offer you the souls and hearts of 3 Dremora. I offer you the black souls, hearts and flesh of 15 dark wizards. I offer you the souls and briar hearts of 5 forsworn warriors. I offer you the soul of the cowardly man who sought to cheat your rules with this contract in the first place. Lastly, I will seal this contract with my own blood, making my own soul possibly forfeit on the condition that I may add a clause of my own choosing. A strange red and black mist began to hang over the area. What clause? We can only agree if we know. That I get to add additional holders of this contract of my choosing at any time. That's the deal. You won't get such a large deposit if you don't agree. Take it or leave it. You have far more to gain by siding with me. The necromancer seemed to grow weary from his struggle against Yvonne. As he listened to the conversation, a look of dread washed over his face when he realized how outclassed at the bargaining table he was. Even if he tried and had the same 2 days, there would be no way he could match her deal. Before the Ideal Masters could come to a decision, he poured every last ounce of strength he had into the magical void, attempting to force Yvonne out of it. Right as he tried to force his control over the Tempest, the Ideal Masters replied, Agreed, mortal. At that moment, Yvonne pleaded toward the sky. By my right as sole holder of this contract, I bestow joint ownership upon the 9. I also bestow ownership of this contract over to the Daedra, Azura, and Meridia. By the power of my bloodline, witness the secret power passed down in every generation, the true power of my family, the true power of my resolve. Invocation of the witch hunter, she screamed at the very top of her lungs. A strange wind began to blow. Her voice made the land itself tremble as it echoed through the forest. The magic runes on Yvonne all suddenly lifted from her body. The runes aligned themselves around the altar instantly and emitted pure white light that dispelled all of the dark magic. At that instant, all the items in the sack on the altar disappeared, and so did Darius. Yvonne opened her eyes to see herself floating in a void. There was nothingness aside from distant voids in the distance of varying colors. At this point, I thought all of us had died. I'm sure Yvonne thought the same thing. That is when I heard the most terrifying voices I have ever heard in my life. Azura, you are not dead. We are all here because we were summoned by the Ideal Masters in regard to this contract. That alone would normally not be enough, but we have also come because it was fated to be. As much as it was fated for you to use a power that you lost the right to wield, you forsake the oath that the Nine, Meridia and I, would grant power to your family as long as you never again delve into the black arts again. You destroyed that promise repeatedly that has existed for generations, and then call on us for your power? We only granted you power in that instant to prevent a catastrophic event that was also foreseen. What would you ask of us given your current position in this mess? My lady, all of you, yes, I helped that terrible necromancer, and he helped me understand how to deal with the Ideal Masters. Now they are stuck in a contract caused by their own endless greed for souls. I dragged all of you into this contract because divine intervention would not have been possible otherwise. I throw myself before your mercy, even if my soul is to be taken by the Ideal Masters for all time. That's okay. Just please, please, I beg you, allow Maxine's soul to come back to this body. She had a young life stolen from her by darkness. I fought that darkness. I've seen horrors that would drive most men mad. I had to become a monster that devoured other monsters. I've done things I cannot atone for, such as trapping human souls for the Ideal Masters. But I've also done good things that few heroes could match. The oath, the contract, it can all go to oblivion and me along with it. But bring back my Maxine. Meridia, you would ask of us the very thing I despise most. More necromancy? Your request is not even worth considering. It's blasphemy. Azura, our presence here was fated to happen because of her faith in the oath and in us. She knows not what we will decide, but throws herself before our mercy regardless. Don't you, Aedra, respect blind faith? Mara, silence! She is doing this out of a mother's love for her child. This is more than just some faith. This is a sacrifice made in the name of the purest of love. She was already prepared to renounce us for what happened with that Maxine to begin with. Arcade, I am in agreement with Meridia, asking us to agree to the taboos beyond our power. When men die, they are meant to stay dead. Sindar, are you kidding me, Arcade? You just started much of this. Justice is on her side, and so shall I. To do nothing in this situation is what's blasphemy. Pretty rich coming from a Daedra. Ginnereth, are we going to ignore the misfortune of Maxine? She was taken off the path of the natural by darkness. Is it not up to us to do something? My wind shall help make this right. Talos, I deem her a worthy human, worthy of much indeed. On one hand, she has acted with honor mostly, but I can't ignore the breaking of the oath. Julianos, are we sure that this was our decision to make? Maxine's mother also holds this contract and is free to make her own choices still. The Divines and Daedra begin arguing back and forth and talking over each other until Yvonne spoke up. I have made a choice. The contract holds more than enough souls and magic to bring Maxine back. I sealed this in blood, so I am no longer protected if the Ideal Masters decide to break the contract in a trick. That is where you all come in. Instead of asking you all to decide for me, I ask that you make sure the Ideal Masters live up to their end of the bargain. I will freely give my soul over to the Ideal Masters to bind her soul to her body, but when that happens, I will no longer be in the contract, but you all will. Once Maxine's soul is back in her body and she is alive again, any leftover souls in the account should be free to return where they were originally meant to go. The Ideal Masters cannot claim your souls, so you are safe from their trickery. Will you see my last wish through? After a moment of deliberation, the Divines and Daedra spoke as one. Agreed, if that is your desire. She will live again. She will be a being unlike any before her. Life will be brought to this dead flesh, but we can't remove all traces of her time spent in the soul cairn. She'll never be able to remember her own death, as the Ideal Masters already feasted on that part of her soul when she entered. We all agree this is for the best anyway. Her body is not a natural one. She will discover she is different. Is that what your desire for Maxine? Yes, I trade it all for her. My soul, the oath, this whole damn painful existence. Take it all. I will atone in the soul cairn, while my daughter gets a second chance at life. Thank you, Divines. Thank you, Azura and Meridia. I gladly accept this. You hear me, Ideal Masters? I won. I'm coming for you now, to laugh in your silly faces for all eternity, you miserable bastards. I will hunt you like dogs. I will run each of you down. My atonement will be the never-ending destruction of your realm. I've never killed gods before today, but I am suddenly now up for the challenge. Here cometh Yvonne, the ideal hunter. Were that brave woman's last words. In a flash, everything was gone. The altar exploded in a burst of magical energy. I flew from the explosion a good distance. The only thing getting up right away from the disaster was a little zombie-looking girl, I suppose. It was Maxine. She stumbled off into the woods and disappeared. Meanwhile, I was quite content to keep laying on the ground, still shocked from the experience. It looks like the Divines made sure the Ideal Masters followed through on their promise. The remaining souls in the Ideal Master's possession must have been released into the void. My experience still wasn't quite from over, however. I heard two women talking off in the distance, and I knew it was the Daedric Princess Azura and Meridia had other plans for Maxine. Meridia, if this child is damned to be pseudo-undead, then I will breathe even more life into her, so she can one day be my champion against other undead. The best will be made of this situation. Azura, as one fate meets its end, another just begins its journey. We will watch over this child of ill destiny until the time arrives when she too must play her role in the events that are to come. The order of the witch hunters is far from over. I've even made sure that their history will not be lost to them either. That is when I saw the vague image of a woman looking directly at me. It was over in the blink of an eye, and all fell silent. Now that I've recovered from that explosion a bit, I think I know what I have to do. The only thing left in the area is some key that Yvonne must have dropped before she disappeared. I don't know what's going on, and I don't want to. If I dare tell anyone what I witnessed, then I'll be jailed for lunacy. I'm going to leave this journal here along with the key. I want that strange girl to find it. Her mother certainly was something. Crazy lady, but one heck of a mother. I do this out of respect for her too. I think this is what Azura meant about making sure their history won't be lost to them. This is all I'm going to do. I'm washing my hands of this ghastly business. This area seems tainted with dark magic. I need to get out of here before other necromancers show up. Since that's been decided, I'm getting my wife and we are leaving Falkreath. I'm never going to drink again, and I think I'll start visiting my local shrine more often. I'm going to work harder at being a better man and a better husband. Good luck, Maxine. I wish you the best if you manage to read this. Do you think we should give that to Maxine? It's kind of implied she has no clue about her own death. Okay, Maxine's cabin's back over this way. I couldn't get that butterfly. Disappointing. I don't know. It seems like it would be kind of traumatic to remind her of the fact she died. Maybe write down an abridged version. What the heck? That sounded close, but I don't sense an attack coming. It's off over there. We should be able to make it to the cabin okay. If not, it is a dragon. We've killed them before. In the meantime, let's go. This key must be to that chest in Yvonne in the cabin. Let's hope so.
I need to get my things and say goodbye to everyone. I'll meet you
Maxine,
at
why
home.
did you show up here?
Thanks so much.
There's another journal under the bed. Maxine's Mr. Journal is second. Handwriting is extremely messy, but appears to be Maxine's. First entry. Mr. Journal, why are your pages blank? Where is Mommy? My whole body really hurts. I'm not even sure what happened. All I remember is waking up in the woods and making my way back home. Mommy must be out looking for me. She'll be home soon. We'll be glad that I am already here. I'm so sleepy. Mommy made my bed for me. Strange. It looks like she threw out a bunch of food. There's some fresh stew already cooked, though. She must have made this so we could have dinner when we both come home. After I have some, it's off to sleep for me. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Have you ever forgotten that feeling before? Oh well, if it's important, I'm sure I'll remember. Good night, Mr. Journal. Second entry. I don't understand this, Mr. Journal. As soon as I woke up this morning, I noticed my body is covered in stitches. They really hurt. When I looked in a small mirror, I looked like a monster. I got so scared I dropped it. My eyes are red now. I knew my arm and feet felt strange for a reason. It's like a jigsaw puzzle of different people now. What happened to me, Mr. Journal? What happened to you? Why is Mommy not home yet? I've been crying ever since I saw myself. Why am I so scary now? I'm going to look for Mommy right now. You are coming with me, Mr. Journal. Maybe we can find out what happened to you. I have a really terrible headache today on top of all of this. Third entry. I haven't been able to find Mommy anywhere, but I think I know why. I found a letter from her, but I just can't believe what I'm reading. My head really hurts. I don't feel so well. Entry abruptly ends. Fourth entry. Mr. Journal, I think I fell asleep. I had a really strange dream. First I was in the woods writing in you. It was raining pretty bad. Then I was being chased by scary men. Next I was in a really dark, scary place for a while. In a bright light. I woke up right at that point. I need to reread Mommy's note. I'm so very confused. Fifth entry. As much as I can't believe it, everything in Mommy's note must be true. I don't remember dying, but if Mommy said it happened, then it happened. I'm scared, Mr. Journal. I'm also very angry. I want to find this Dorarius. So do I. He killed my entire family. I'll do everything Mommy told me to do. Why does this have to be happening, though? Are you really here with me, Mommy? Sixth entry. I haven't been able to find anything or anyone. I might just have to go into town to ask around. I'm scared to do that. What if the people in town hate me because of how I look? If I had an adult to take me, it would make things much easier. I guess I'll just keep looking around. I wish I could get into Mommy's chest, but it's locked and I can't find the key. I noticed something really cool, by the way, Mr. Journal. The fire in here was beginning to die out, so I had to go out and chop wood for once. I'm really strong now, like really strong. I broke the axe in one swing and the log exploded. I was worried I wasn't able to chop wood anymore until I got the idea to just start using punches and kicks. It's not pretty, but it gets the job done. I ate the rest of the stew Mommy made for me. I'm very sad now. That was the last time I'll ever have Mommy's cooking. Not if I can help it. I will learn necromancy, and I will undo what that horrible necromancer did. I think I know what happened to you, Mr. Journal. Well, I guess I should call you Mr. Journal II. I think my strange dream was trying to tell me that I dropped him out in the woods right when the scary man came after me. I don't know where that was, though. I was lost and I woke up somewhere different. This is very frustrating. I could really use some help, but I'll keep at it every day. I have to make Mommy and Daddy proud. I'll show them I can take care of myself. I'm just worried about the mean man my Mommy told me about. Eighth entry. I tried to go hunting today by myself for the first time. It did not go quite as expected. I tried to use a bow, but I broke the string. I gave up and started heading back. That's when a pack of wolves started to come after me. I got very scared. I didn't even have time to think. I closed my eyes and screamed. But when I opened my eyes, the wolves were incredibly scared and ran off. I'm really not sure what happened. Maybe they noticed how super strong I am now. I'm the great Maxine. Oh, that's sweet in this horrible tale of sadness. Ninth entry. I've been messing around a lot more with alchemy lately, Mr. Journal II. My potions aren't half bad. For some reason, the cold doesn't bother me anymore. I noticed this when I drank my resist frost potion and it had no effect. I knew I made it perfectly, so I went outside at night to realize that I can't feel the cold night air. I feel warm and I can tell when something's hot. I just can't notice the cold around me. I can notice the cold if I'm touching something like ice, though, but just barely. Very strange. I guess I don't really need my winter clothes anymore. am the great Maxine. I'm not only super strong, but I can deal with the cold like a bear. I hope Mommy and Daddy can see how tough I am now. I think I'm actually stronger than they were. Daddy never broke an axe, and Mommy never broke a bowstring. This doesn't make sense. I'm really lonely out here lately. I think I might start looking for a new home like Mommy wanted. If the mean man comes here looking for me, I'll beat him good like Daddy would. No worse. I hate that man. 10th entry. A strange woman visited the cabin today. The very first person I've ever seen since I've been back. A dark elf woman, by her face was mostly covered. When I greeted her, she introduced herself as an old fortune teller. She asked all about me. I told her everything I knew that had happened so far. I asked her why she wasn't afraid of me. She told me that I didn't give her any reason to be afraid and that I was very cute. That really made me feel a lot better about myself. I asked her if she knew anything about her Dorarius Romanus. She told me that the fool had died a while ago. I started crying when she said that. I didn't have to be scared of that man anymore. I was so relieved. I was also happy because Mommy and Daddy's killer was dead. I guess he was my killer too. Part of me was disappointed that I wouldn't get the chance to use my awesome strength on him. That's when the woman gave me a warning. She said that there were many men like Dorarius still left in this world. If they should ever see my body and realize that I am a fully resurrected being, then they'll pursue me no differently than Dorarius would have. She said to fear not, and that I should stay here in the cabin for now. A traveler was already on their way here Oh, come on, Divines. Really? Manipulating me like this is kind of a jerk move. A very special, powerful traveler. One who had a dangerous destiny ahead of them. It will be up to me to decide on which path I take. I can go with this traveler and have them give me a peaceful life as a child, or I can face that same destiny together with them. I told the nice lady that I didn't know. I'd be happy just being a kid, but would also be really neat to go on adventures. I guess that all really depends on my new parent. The lady smiled and told me that both Mommy and Daddy were very proud of me and wanted me to know that I agreed to stay here at the cabin for now. While I wait for this traveler, the lady then told me she had to go, but had one last thing to say. You are special, Maxine, more than you know. You'll find out soon enough. You have power you are just beginning to understand, a destiny you have yet to realize. Remember the witch hunters. Remember just who you are. I fell asleep again after she said that. I woke to find myself in my bed, all tucked in, exactly like Mommy would have. Was she here? The mysterious woman was nowhere to be found. I wonder what she meant about the last part. She said, oh well, apparently I'm expecting more company. I hope they don't keep me waiting long. I want to do everything Mommy would have wanted me to do. Seems like my headache is coming back again. 11th entry. I had a very strange dream this time. You were lucky, Mr. Journal II, because you don't have to dream or have headaches. You were actually in my dream, though. It was all mostly flashes, but in one of them I saw Mommy putting you where I found you. I also saw many other things. Mommy used to tell me about how Grandma was really tough and her mother even tougher. I think I saw them. They looked like Mommy and I, or at least they looked like Mommy. Are these women the witch hunters that lady told me to remember? In some of the flashes, they were fighting very scary creatures. Mommy, too. What does all of this mean? Who am I supposed to be? Even though my stitches stopped hurting, my headaches are getting worse and worse. I need to see if alchemy has a potion for this. 12th entry. I woke up today feeling strangely refreshed. The headaches are gone and no weird dreams. I think I know what they were about, though. I think I'm destined to use this strength of mine to stop all bad men like Darius, so they don't hurt any more families like they did mine. Hopefully my new parent agrees. Maybe I'll become a great warrior like my ancestors in my dreams. A witch hunter. I like the sound of that. Maxine the Great Witch Hunter. What do you think, Mr. Journal II? Maybe when the traveler gets here, we could go find the first Mr. Journal. I'd love to have my old friend back. Mommy gave me both of you, after all. I think I sort of remember where he is now. 13th entry. I think I see someone out in the woods. Is today the day? Yay, I couldn't be happier. I hope they are nice. I'm not crying, you're crying. Research notes of Darius Romanus. Yvonne's journal. Yvonne's old family book. Go home, Maxine.
I need to get my things and say goodbye to everyone. I'll meet you at home.
I'll grab your doll and
Thanks
sword.
so much.
I can't believe we left them here. There's not anything else under the beds, is there? That was a sneaky hiding place. There's not a secret passage like that or something. Alright. Well, we have got some new information.